What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode, Dingers with the Boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah, it's been a great week. Lots of awesome sports that we're going to talk about.
Yep, yeah. Our favorite season's coming up, you know?
As you can tell by my get-up.
Exactly. I'm actually not wearing any basketball stuff, which is honestly kind of weird, to be honest. But basketball starts this week.
So happy.
Oh, I'm like, it's weird because I feel like it just finished almost, but at the same time, I feel like it's been like a year ago.
I feel the opposite. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen a game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird because like I feel like it's been like, it hasn't been that long. But then there's times that I'm like, man, it's been like a year. It's been longer than usual.
I know it hasn't been long for me because I literally watched some preseason games.
Yeah. So, those aren't the same, though.
But no, they aren't the same. But
I'm so excited,
absolutely pumped for the season.
Just a heads up, we are filming this on Saturday night.
Yep.
So no NFL games. Broncos did win on Thursday, but no NFL games. We just watched Tennessee beat Alabama.
Yeah.
So that was sweet.
Kyle. I know I picked Alabama.
Sucker.
I did pick Alabama in the game picks, but I'm a fan of Tennessee through Mel, so I'm happy that they won.
That was a great one. Notre Dame won today, beat Georgia Tech. CU had a big win against Arizona.
Yep.
And so all of our teams have won. Georgia's stomping Texas right now, which it's funny because we both kind of said that, but I still picked Texas. And I even said I don't even know why I'm picking Texas.
And I was even right on because I said that I think Ewers is going to get benched. I thought he was going to have a real tough time.
He just got benched right now as we're filming this.
He got benched.
But anyways, before we get really into the NBA, I want to talk about WNBA because Game 5, which for those that don't know, in the finals, they are changing this next year, but in the finals for WNBA, it's a best-of-5 series.
Yep.
And so it's like a Game 7, Game 5 tomorrow night in New York. And this series has gone different than I expected.
I think for both of us, we thought probably New York was going to sweep them.
At least in like 4.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, they'll at least win in 4.
And Minnesota in the games that they have won, I think they're combined, 2 points?
Well, it's crazy. The first game, they were down by, I think, 18.
Yeah.
And it's not like 18 in the first quarter. This was 18 with, I think, 6 minutes left or something. Yeah. And what's her, Courtney Williams? No, not.
No, it was Courtney Williams.
It is Courtney Williams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Caleb Williams' sister.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that last. And she killed it. We talked about that a little bit last week.
She made some epic shots.
Mm-hmm. Collier played great. And so they ended up taking a 1-0 lead. New York ended up coming back, tying it, then taking a 2-1 lead.
Yep.
And you're like, all right, they're going to kind of probably win it in 4 then, which...
The Liberty, they've only had one game where they dominated. No, I'm going to say where they dominated the whole way through. Is that second game, they ended up winning by
it was 11
double
or something.
Digits. Yeah. But they won, I think they technically call it tape to tape or whatever. They won through the first quarter, second quarter, third, fourth. There was no
tip-off to
jeopardy of losing that game.
Honestly, that's how it was in Game 1, too, until those past 5
And I think, honestly,
minutes.
Minnesota coming back like they did in Game 1, I think has honestly, fueled them for the rest of the series. And in the same way, got into New York's head of, hey, maybe this won't be as easy as we thought it would be. Or, hey, maybe our game plan isn't as good as we thought it would be. So.
Exactly. Yeah, and... Well, then I didn't get to watch Game 4. Last night I was at the Avalanche.
Yeah, Game 4. I was kind of keeping track on my phone.
I kind of kept looking, but it looked like Minnesota ended up winning at there was a questionable call or something. I know there was a lot of stuff with refs in that one, but they ended up winning 82-80. They scored 2 free throws to take the lead. However, there was only 4 points scored in the last 2 minutes by either team. It was not very much or anything, and so. But they ended up tying it up. So tomorrow, Game 5. It's back in New York. I gotta take New York still.
I think I'm the same.
I think
both of us picked New York for our game picks. So
yep. Inosko and Stewart didn't shoot very well last night either.
They haven't really shot that well all series, I would say.
Game 2, they shot pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Breanna Stewart, she's kind of in that like Jokic-esque, like it's like you expect her to do more kind of thing. And so I think that's where it's like she's not playing bad, but you just expect them to do so much more. I have a question on this though, and I saw this was being debated. I don't remember where I saw it. But somebody I think it was an ex-WNBA player might have said this. Why in the WNBA do we still talk about college championships and like college stats and stuff? In the NBA, we don't.
Well, I think I would say it's because it's a lot more common for women to finish and play 4 years in college. Then go to the WNBA.
Do you think it's because they play so much longer?
I think, they have an actual college career.
Yeah.
I think you look at NBA players.
I feel like that's more now.
One season is nothing.
I feel like that's more now. Like, I don't think college has ever really been talked about that much in the NBA.
No. I don't think it ever will. Ever
Which
has.
I think it's kind of.
I don't think it ever will.
But
it's also probably the money difference. It's NBA players can play 1 year in college.
But like I said, that didn't used to be like that. It didn't used to be one and done kind of thing. And so that's a newer thing. I'm saying even 20 years ago, I don't think there was.
Yeah.
But now it's a lot. If you're a top player, you do play one.
Yeah.
But okay, if you say you do come out 1 year, okay, but you won a championship in college, it's not talked about that much. It's just
I think it's literally just because it's only 1 year.
But you won the championship?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, though?
I'm not saying it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Why does it matter in the WNBA but not the NBA?
I think it's just because it's a longer time period. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of that somewhat makes sense in my head.
I honestly don't know because I didn't really think about it until this, but even watching different games, every single time, say they bring up a Breanna Stewart, okay, what her accomplishments are. Always 4 national championships. And they always talk about her national championships and stuff. Yeah. She's won a WNBA championship, and that's on there, but they talk about those college ones a lot, a lot. I would say even more than the WNBA championship.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why.
I don't get that either.
Because there was a big debate because a lot of people are saying that Caitlin Clark, because she didn't win a championship, it's she was a lot less than these other athletes that had won championships in college. Okay, so does that make Steph Curry a bad player because of that? Because he never made a championship. No. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's I don't know. I feel like they're just trying to maybe debate just to debate.
That's right.
At that point, it's
and
you could come up with all these crazy takes just to get the views or ruffle some people's feathers or whatever, and it doesn't have to make sense.
That's right. I don't know. I don't know. It's just such a big part when you talk about WNBA players.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you don't have to ever talk about it. It's hey, I'm fine with it. But all the time they talk about that.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
And maybe this could be because now a lot more are coming out after 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
But I would say at least me, I know a lot more of the colleges that the WNBA players went to than the NBA players. And I know quite a bit of the NBA, but
like you said, it's a lot more brought up.
Well, and that's where it could be that. And so I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But Game 5, I'm so pumped for that.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
This year too, the draft lottery will be in middle of November 17th or something like that, I think. And then they're actually doing an expansion draft this year.
Because they have 2 new teams, right?
Just one this year. It's the Golden State Valkyrie.
Okay.
I know. I think they're going to be called Golden State Valkyrie. I know it's Valkyrie.
They announced a second new team.
They actually have 2 more coming out after that. But that I don't know exactly how they'll do that. But this one, every team can protect up to 6 players.
Yeah.
Which that'll be interesting because I don't know how they'll get in the draft either. I don't know if they're just automatically in the
Isn't it usually?
I don't know.
Isn't it usually in number 1 or top 3?
No, not necessarily. But I don't know how WNBA is either because there are a lot less teams. Yeah. So I honestly am not sure how that.
I don't know.
How that works. Or if they even get one. I don't even know if they get one, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they would.
It'll be interesting.
That. Maybe if they'll just put them in the lottery and be like, well, you have the same odds as.
And that's my guess is they will be in the odds as the last non-playoff team.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That's what they'll get.
That would be pretty fair.
So top 8, so maybe they'll have the 9th pick.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure. I don't know exactly how that'll work. But I don't know. I'm excited to see that. Excited to see which teams, because there'll definitely be a couple impactful players that'll not get picked probably.
Always
it just depends on how it is. Yeah. But all right. So we talked about WNBA, NBA, man.
Yep.
What offseason move are you most excited to see from any team? Just what is the one thing that you're man, I wonder how this is going to work, bad or good.
Yeah.
It could be.
I don't know.
It could be Bronny James. If you think that's just going to be bad, how is that going to be? I don't know.
I don't know. I would say the only move that I'm excited about, it's got to be a Nuggets player. It's got to be Westbrook. I think he is.
All right, saying not Nuggets really quick.
Not Nuggets.
We'll go back to that, but
right.
Not Nuggets. Because obviously we're excited about the Nuggets.
Maybe like a Dante DiVincenzo revenge season.
All right.
I think that trade just seemed weird to me. I think it definitely, I wouldn't say it created bad blood, but it definitely shocked both players. Karl Anthony Towns, he fully expected to retire in Minnesota.
I think he's going to like it more.
I think he will. Though. I think he'll like it.
Once they start playing, because overall, New York's got a better team, I would say.
I would agree. And
I honestly don't think him and Rudy played great at all.
Yeah.
I just think that he probably thought that Rudy would get traded before him.
Probably. And that's what a lot of people said, but you also then look at what Minnesota gave up to get Rudy. There's no way that they're going to trade away Rudy. Yeah. So it makes total sense.
Unless they were going to get that back.
Yeah, which that never happens.
Yeah.
But, and then even Dante DiVincenzo, it's they're bringing back all
your buddies from college.
All your buddies from college. You're probably so excited to start the season, and then you hear, traded. I just got traded.
Exactly.
And
so that's your number one that you're excited to see what happens?
Yeah.
I'm excited, New York in general, just because that could be a powerhouse, honestly. That could be a really good team.
On paper, yeah.
I am excited, and I know you're not as, you don't think this is going to be a big deal, as Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Seeing him in Dallas, not in Golden State. Him and Steph have been teammates their entire careers pretty much. And so I think that I'm just excited to see what happens, to be completely honest with you.
We were talking off camera. You said that you think Klay Thompson will have less pressure because they'll have Luka and Kyrie. And
I think there's just a less, I know Dallas, they want to win a championship. Over his career, at least, say the past 10 years, the culture in Golden State is, you need to win a championship.
That is true.
Dallas, they're always in it. And they were in it last year. I still don't think they were a championship team last year, even though they made it to the finals. Don't get me wrong, they made it to the finals. That was, I don't think they honestly were thinking that they were going to make that to the finals. And so I think there's just so much less pressure. And, like I said, Dallas is a big market. However, Golden State, the eyes have been on you because you won. You've had so much success.
They've been probably the only dynasty in the NBA in the last 10 years.
Well, it's them and any team that LeBron's on, really.
Yeah.
Because LeBron had, what was it, like 10 straight finals or 9 straight finals he was in?
Yeah.
It's like, so, I mean, you can say Miami was it for 4 years, Cleveland was for 4 years, and so forth. But, I think there's just less pressure on him.
Yeah, I just don't think Klay has it anymore. Like, I think there's a lot of shooters in the league that are the exact same as Klay Thompson. I just...
Why do you think he dropped off, though, so much last year?
Well, first of all, it just didn't even look like he wanted to play.
That's what I think. There was so much pressure on him that he just was not having fun. He did not care anymore. That's why I'm thinking that it'll be better.
It'll be fun for him again.
Yeah.
I don't know. If that is the case, then maybe I could see it. But I just think it seems like he's just gotten tired. He's won his championships. He's got his money. I think he was he was hurt that he didn't get the same deal that Draymond Green got.
Well,
I thought there was a little bit of bad blood between him and the organization, but
he didn't get that extension, but if Steph Curry was out and they lost, it was all on him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Okay, if Luka's out, I still don't think it'll be on Klay. Kyrie will be out because he's out half the time anyways. Well, it won't be on him. He's really at max their third player that it's going to go on. Whereas even when Steph was in, I feel like if they lost, it was more on Klay than Steph.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I would agree with that, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting though because they're kind of moving to more of a youth as well. I mean, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, but they got some young guys for sure.
They brought in Buddy Hield.
Mm-hmm. I think that'll be fun to watch too.
Podziemski or Podziemski. I don't know how to say his name, and then
you drafted him.
I know. Yeah, I drafted him, but I can't say the guy's name. Everybody calls him Pods. Yeah. I know that. So,
I think that Buddy Hield could be a good signing.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Buddy Hield.
They still have Andrew Wiggins, which he's not a bad player.
Andrew Wiggins is another one of those guys that it just seems like he's lost the joy of playing.
I think when he came into the league, because people said he was going to be the next LeBron.
Yeah.
And so I don't think he ever lived up to that. Yeah. Obviously, Yeah. And I think that's been. It's not like he's had a bad career by any means. However, when you're coming in that hyped, everybody's like, "Oh, all right, you're not that great." You know, and so it's. Yeah. But you're still. It's not like he's a bad player or anything. Yeah. I mean, he's a starter on probably most teams.
Yeah.
But it's just not 10, 20-time All-Star kind of thing,
Yeah, it is. I don't know. And there's a lot of those players. Did you see Wemby, what he just came out and said that he's lost a lot of respect for
certain players?
Certain players.
I wish he would say who it was.
Yeah, I want him to drop names, man.
I don't know exactly what it said just off the top of my head, but it was something like Wemby, he said that he lost a lot of respect because he sees that they don't even really work for it.
Yeah.
He thought that some of these top players really worked and stuff, and some of them.
I hope he's talking about Embiid.
I could see that. Honestly, I could see. I started watching that show. It's called Starting Five. It's kind of like receiver and quarterback, and started watching that. Yeah. At least what I've seen so far, Anthony Edwards doesn't really train as much as some of the others.
Yeah,
and maybe it's just how they're showing it. I don't know.
Maybe
LeBron is always training or always on his body, working on his body and different stuff. It is insane. And like I said, maybe it's just how they see it.
I kind of think
wow.
Maybe that could be with Edwards because he's got an ego, man. He steps onto the court and he thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread. So that could be a big reason. He's I don't need to work on anything because I'm already the best. Yeah. What do I need to get better?
Why do I need to work more? Yeah.
Which, like you said, it could just be how they're showing things, and I could be completely wrong and looking way over it. But I I could kind of see that with Kawhi Leonard a little bit. We were talking a little bit today, and it just seems like ever since Kawhi Leonard won his second championship with Toronto, it seems like he has no desire to get back there.
Even after he left San Antonio.
Yeah.
It was just weird. I don't know. He's always kind of been a weird player.
He has.
He should have stayed in San Antonio. It would have been better for him to stay in San Antonio. And now, honestly, I think he should contemplating to retire, to be honest. He's out so much. His knees, it's always his knees, man. It's like, dude, do you want to walk? Like,
it's the kind of same thing like with football players, and they get concussions like Tua. It's like,
I mean, that's even more because that's like
it's
brain
even more,
stuff.
like,
Like this
is huge.
I mean, but it's like, oh man, I don't know.
It's just I really wish Wemby would have dropped some names because I mean that would be.
Dude, I was wanting to know so bad. Yeah, honestly,
I wonder if it's any of like his teammates kind of.
Might be.
I could kind of see it because San Antonio has always been in like the last few years at least. It's just been like, whatever. Like, we suck, so
could be.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Because you don't really see it as much.
Like everybody
for other players, but there's no way that he could just call out all of his teammates like that, just like that.
There isn't, but man, I wish. That would be so cool. That would be so entertaining to read.
But going back to the Nuggets, I know we want to talk about that. So go ahead and say what you were going to say with like Westbrook and stuff.
Yeah. So Westbrook's my number one favorite thing that I'm looking forward to this season. I think there will still be some growing pains with the bench. I don't think it's fully solved, but I think it's a whole of a lot better than it was last year. And just because like Westbrook brings that energy every single game, he is an amazing passer. He can get to the rim really easily. So I think there's going to be some really awesome minutes this season with Westbrook, Saric, and Strother on the court.
Strother was the leading scorer in the preseason.
Yeah,
I don't.
94
that doesn't
points.
really matter to me, but that's kind of crazy. Right. I'm excited for Westbrook, which is funny because I've hated Westbrook his entire career.
Well, he's always killed Denver.
Yeah, and he just gets into it with people.
Yeah,
but it's funny because all of his teammates that he's ever had love him.
Yeah,
like his teammates love him, and so that's nice. And I think I know him and DeAndre Jordan were friends from back when they played with the Clippers together. Or no,
yeah, it was Clippers.
Was it the Clippers that they played together with? Okay.
Yeah.
It was Clippers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I know they've been friends and stuff, and it's cool to see them. I think him and Jokic are going to play really well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see. I'm excited for that. I'm most anxious, I guess, for Christian Brown starting and seeing just how it goes.
Dude, I'm actually not really worried about that.
I'm just. If he plays how we've seen him play before, it'll be completely fine.
Yeah.
But there's definitely been other times where we know he's at half court. Well, he's going in and shooting this one, and it's like,
well, I think even if
when there's a starter, when there's like those starters in there though, that is not your best shot.
Yeah.
Hey, you might still get a shot. That's not your best shot, know, and stuff. And it's like, I'm just the most anxious about that because. I'm also anxious about Jamal, just because of how he finished the season and how he played in the Olympics. And then he said his knee was kind of feeling a little funny. But the last preseason game, he did play finally good. But
the preseason, it was kind of – I know, I don't really watch preseason games. I don't think they mean anything. They're kind of a joke, I think. But Jamal just seemed like he wasn't trying.
Yeah, he just wasn't shooting. He looked like he was. I don't know.
Well, it looked like he was like, "Hey, I'm here to pass, or I'm here to like."
But there was a couple times he went 1 for 8, and it's like,
yeah. Dude, but then again, I just don't think that was on his mind. It's not his. He wasn't coming into the game with the sole intention "Hey, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna be the scorer tonight." Mm-hmm. That last preseason game, it kind of did, but.
I
a little
hope so.
bit more.
I'm
But
anxious about that, but I think Christian Brown could be like the key piece in how our season goes. Just if he's in that starting lineup, because he's going to get more minutes, and he can make them worth it. And like the nice thing with him, he just always is hustling and stuff,
Yep.
Really quick, all the rookies. Who are you most excited to see this year? I've got two that I'm excited to see.
I'm trying to think of like all the rookies.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, you go first.
I'm excited for Reed Shepherd. I'm excited to watch him play. Great shooter. I just had it in my head. That sounds stupid now. I literally just had it in my head that who I can't remember. But I'm excited to see him. He was such a good 3-point shooter in college, and so it'll be interesting to see that. But my number one that I'm most excited to see, the Colorado boy, Dalton Connect, man.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see because I think he could be the steal of the draft where the Lakers got him.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't do good because I don't want the Lakers to do good.
Yeah.
But I think he honestly could be the steal of the draft. And just from the stuff I've watched, he seems very humble too. So I kind of like that as well.
I don't think Dalton Connect will play that much this year.
No?
No. Did you see the interview? So in his last preseason game, or his second to last, he scored the last 20 points.
I think it was 18, man.
Yeah,
Me and you were talking about this. I think it was 18.
But
anyway.
JJ Redick, he had an interview, and he said that all of his assistant coaches wanted Redick to take out Connect. And JJ Redick was like, no, like he's cooking right now, and kept him in. So I think, obviously it comes down to JJ Redick, but Dalton Connect's, it doesn't seem like he's going to get minutes over
I think the opposite. I think he's going to be actually a key player for them.
I mean, I agree. Like, I disagree that he shouldn't get minutes or whatever.
You just don't think he's going to.
I just don't think
he's going to. I think him and LeBron are actually going to work very well together.
I don't know. I think they'll give Bronny James more minutes.
You think Bronny's going to get more minutes than Dalton Connect?
I could see that, yeah.
I don't think so. I do not.
I don't think
Bronny
he should, but
depending on how it goes, because I do think Bronny should have stayed in college another year. However, he has potential. It's not like he's a bad player. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's washed. Like he's terrible." He's not a bad player.
He's not.
And that's what I think Dalton Connect is going. Yeah, I think he fits in with the team more.
Yeah.
I am excited. That is one thing I'm excited to see, just with LeBron and Bronny on the court for the first time together, just because it's never happened. Man. And it might never happen again, where a dad and especially a dad that is still probably top 10 in the league.
Yeah. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But
so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So I kind of answered your question. Like, I'm excited about Bronny too. Always excited to see the number one pick and see how he does. Alex Sarr with Washington.
To see you guys. I'm excited to see how both of them do.
KJ Simpson in Charlotte.
I don't think he's going to play actually very.
I think he could. You've got to think LaMelo Ball. He's going to get hurt.
Yeah, true.
So he'll get some minutes.
I drafted 3 Charlotte players on my fantasy team, and it's funny because as it's coming to me, I'm like, all right, I already have 2 Charlotte. I don't need this guy, and then I'm like, oh man, this guy's available. All right, I'm going to get him. And it's like, what are you doing?
I think also
so I was laughing at that.
Who is the guy Orlando got? I can't think of his name. That we both thought was the best.
Da Silva.
Yeah,
I'm excited about him.
I think he's going to be really solid.
Yep. But I was wanting the Nuggets to get him.
Yeah.
I was hoping that he'd drop.
But yeah.
We need to go into our food segment before we run out of time. And I've been thinking about this all week, guys.
Yeah.
I read this thing, and I didn't tell you about this. I read this thing on, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, and I've been thinking about it since. It was like the top desserts that people say in each state. There was one that, and I can't believe I've never tried this. And I blame Steve because it's a Kansas thing. And I asked him if he has had this, and he said it's delicious. They used to have it at school. Cinnamon rolls with chili.
I don't know.
Cinnamon rolls and chili.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Exactly, but he's like, it's amazing. And these like reviews that I saw about this, it's I don't know if they have it in other states, but it's a big Kansas thing, I guess.
Does that count as a dessert? Or is that
I think cinnamon roll counts as a dessert. Right, well, yeah. But I think cinnamon rolls count as a dessert.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a dessert
it's either
breakfast.
Like a dessert breakfast, but then chili is not. Like,
Exactly. No.
Chili is just weird.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple other things that I'm just like, what in the world?
Do you remember what Colorado was?
I do. Do you have a guess?
I have no idea. Vanilla ice cream?
Kyle.
That would be
That's
my go-to.
That's a you thing. Vanilla ice cream. No, it was Palisade peach pie. It was a peach pie.
Never had it.
And it was with Palisade peaches.
Okay.
And I don't know how accurate this, which is funny because I've never had a peach pie either.
No.
Or no, not pie. Peach cobbler. Sorry.
Okay.
Palisade peach cobbler. I don't think I've ever had a peach cobbler actually.
I never had.
Or at least I've had a peach cobbler. Never had a Palisade peach cobbler. So I don't know. But that would not be my number one thing. But I don't know what would you say? That's what I was going to say. What would you say your best dessert in Colorado? That
Vanilla
actually what
ice
Colorado's would be known for.
I don't know. Dairy Queen.
I don't know. Around the country. I think sopapillas, man. I know you can get sopapillas other places, but like Casa Bonita and stuff, that's what they're known for. That's what I would say. I mean, I guess we're known for Palisade peaches as well, but if I had to think of a dessert for Colorado, I would probably say sopapillas.
I'm still taking vanilla ice cream.
That's so dumb. Gosh.
I'm sorry. I'm a simple man, Tim.
I'm not saying your favorite. You think Colorado's known
no,
man, we got to go to Colorado, get this vanilla ice cream.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not, but
no, that's what I'm saying. Like sopapillas isn't my favorite. I like them, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah. I don't know anything else. I don't get dessert other than ice cream. So I don't know. I don't even look at the menu in places half the time.
You're lame.
I feel like
I was thinking also
awesome.
Another one was Rocky Mountain chocolate. That's kind of around the nation, but I think it's based out of here. Yeah, that's what I
that makes sense.
Some taffy or something up in Idaho Springs. I know they have it, but there was a couple. I wish I would have wrote them down because there was some that I'm like, that's weird, man. I don't even know about that. But like I said, the one that I want to try now is Chilean cinnamon roll. I don't know how.
When we went to the Chili Fest, we should have brought our own cinnamon rolls.
Just dipped them.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody had a cinnamon because there was 2 people from Kansas. Yeah. So
maybe they thought it would be too wild or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But that's our food segment of the week. I'll think of some more. I love talking about food, so I'll talk about food every single week. We'll bring something up.
I think it was a good segment this week.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I didn't even tell you about this before.
No,
I was like, and I kind of. It's funny because I was thinking about it earlier, but I was like, I'm not even going to tell Kyle and see if he brings something up too.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. But let's get into our game picks. This last week, it's looking like we're both going to go 1-1, and then it depends on the WNBA.
Yep.
But from when Georgia was kicking butt, and Kyle picked Georgia, I picked Texas, and then I picked Tennessee, and he picked Bama. So it looks like we're both going 1-1, and then we both picked New York. So we're either both going 2-1 or 1-2, most likely. But this next week, we got the NBA starting. Yep. So we'll have a couple of those games, and then a big college football game as well. Again, remember this is on Saturday night, so new rankings haven't came out or anything yet. First one though, we'll do college football one first. Next Saturday, LSU and Texas A&M, which both won. It looked like Texas A&M was going to win. It wasn't final yet, but it looked like they were going to win. So they're going to win. LSU is going to win. So they'll at least stay in the rankings where they're at. If not, possibly move. Bama will probably drop down. So my guess is A&M will probably maybe get an extra one or something.
Yeah.
But I don't even, where is it? I can't even remember.
It's at Texas A&M.
Okay, so it's at College Station.
Yep.
I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe I'm just biased on this one because Brian Kelly's at LSU.
Yep.
And he used to coach at Notre Dame, kind of left on bad terms a little bit. And it's just how he left was a little frustrating. And Notre Dame played A&M earlier this year, so I actually watched them play. Haven't really watched LSU too much just because it makes me angry. So I'm going to go Texas A&M in College Station. I'm going to think they're going to take them down.
Yeah, I'm joining you, and I think Texas A&M, they're a lot different team than when they played Notre Dame week 1. I mean, they haven't lost since, but they've figured out defensively. I think they're one of the best defenses in the league. And LSU, every single time I look at like box scores and stuff, it's always like close. It's always like it just seems like they're kind of flirting with like an upset, and then they figure it out.
They definitely should have lost. I can't remember who a few weeks ago. It was,
I am actually surprised LSU is, because they're right now ranked 8. I'm kind of surprised they're as high as they are.
They're undefeated though.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason.
I mean, they will go down too because Bama lost. They were 7, so they will.
Yeah.
There's a chance Tennessee might end up jumping.
Yeah.
But
okay. Yeah, so I just don't think I'm not buying into the LSU hype. So I think this will be a very big game, though, for sure. Like Texas A&M, if they lose one more, then
most likely they would be
out. I think Texas A&M, they'll basically have to win out if they want to sniff at like a playoff.
It's so tough too because it all just depends on what other people do as well. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if Army and Navy end up going undefeated, both of them probably will get in, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they're both going to lose. So it's all good. They're going to lose to
Army
Notre Dame.
Win. No.
Notre Dame and Navy play next week.
Yeah. Notre Dame will probably they'll beat Navy by like 20, but
I'm excited to see it. It'll be a fun one. Okay, so we're both going A&M?
Yep.
Okay. Then we got 2 NBA ones.
Yeah.
The first one was...
so first game is the first game of the NBA season. New York at Boston.
Yep. Yeah, so it's the new Knicks.
Yep.
Because it's a very different team than it was. You want to go first or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go first. So yeah, the Knicks, they on paper look like they're going to be a powerhouse. But yeah, like you said, it's a brand new team. Thibodeau's got to figure out that rotation. And he's not going to be able to play 7 guys for 40 minutes, literally game 1. So, and Boston has so much depth, and it's the same Boston core that's been there for years. So, I think, and it's at Boston. So, I'm going with the defending champs. I think they win it.
Man. I was hoping you'd pick New York because I want to pick Boston. The only reason why I wouldn't pick Boston is because Porzingis is out until like mid-December, and I think that's going to be actually pretty big. Yeah. But like you said, it's just such a new team with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And especially because, all right, at least they've played together before, like 3 of them at least, like 3 of the starters. However, then they put Karl Anthony Towns in it, so that switches, and that just happened, 10 days ago or something, you know?
And Towns will probably be the 5, which he's not even used to playing as the 5.
So I don't know. But if it was in New York, I think I'd pick New York.
Yeah.
Just because I think they're going to be so pumped. I think it's going to take a month or 2 for the Knicks to really start gelling. Yeah, they'll win, but I think until they really start gelling, I think it's going to be a couple months.
I agree.
But like you said, Boston, it's very similar to like the team they had before. Jason Tatum's a beast too.
Yeah.
Really like watching him play. And like you said, just being in the city of Boston, I think their home court is pretty good. It's always
the
very
fans
loud.
are going to be pumped because they're going to raise the banner.
Exactly, raising the banner. And that's another reason. Well, because it's like, all right, are they going to be so pumped where it's like they get too excited? Because that's what I was worried about the Nuggets last year.
Yeah.
But then we kill the Lakers,
Yep.
And so I think Boston's going to win as well, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Boston. So I think we're going to go the same on all of them.
Probably.
Because the next one, we're going to pick Nuggets versus the Thunder, which sometimes when we're deciding these, when we pick Colorado teams, there has been a couple times we've picked against Colorado teams.
Yeah.
Not very often, but there is some times.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the very first game. It's in Denver.
Yep.
OKC, they're still that young team. I personally think that their record was better than they were last year overall, And Jokic, just being Jokic, The only thing that I'm a little worried, like I said, Jamal, if he doesn't come out to play, we probably aren't going to win, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's going to be just excited. Back in basketball, Jokic back here. I think it's going to the crowd's going to be really good, especially for AG. I think that's going to be good for him because his brother passed away this summer. Mm-hmm. My guess is they're going to say something.
Yeah.
And so I think that it'll be kind of an emotional game for him, but I think it's going to be an emotional in a good way where he really he's going to play for his brother kind of thing. Yeah. He switched his number to his brother's number. This will be the very first actual game. He played in the preseason, but this will be his very first actual game in that number for his brother. And so I think he's going to have an amazing game.
Yeah.
And I don't think Chet can handle Jokic really.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
So I'm going to go Denver, of course.
So OKC has different rotations as well. They signed Isaiah Hartenstein.
He's out. Got hurt.
Okay.
So they just signed. I can't remember who they just signed because he's hurt for a little while now.
Okay. I didn't think that was a good sign.
Did he break his hand or something?
I don't know. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I guess you didn't know. Yeah, no. He'll be out for a little while.
Yeah, but I think Chet can't guard Jokic. I think Denver has a lot more mismatches than OKC will, and I think Christian Brown being in the starting lineup, I think he can keep up with Shai.
I said he'll probably guard him.
I think because it used to last year was always KCP and. KCP is a little older and maybe a little bit slower. Christian Brown shouldn't have that issue. So,
and he doesn't need to play offense. We don't even really. Well, I mean, he needs to play, but we need it. We want him on defense. Yeah, and
so
AG is an amazing defender.
He's a little bit bigger than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, so I think he'll be able to he'll be able to lock him up pretty well. I think, and then Jamal Murray. Hopefully, he comes out just with the fire. And I think MPJ is going to be a huge mismatch for OKC as well, just because who guards him? And whoever guards him.
coming off the bench, Sarge coming off the bench.
I think, Denver, I think they take it.
Yeah.
But
hopefully we'll start better than the Avs did. Avs finally got a win last night. That was an awesome game. Yeah. But finally got a win. But hopefully the Nuggets can start better than they did.
Yep.
For sure. So, but that's all I got this week. You got anything else?
No, just let us know feedback.
Let us know what your dessert, what you think Colorado's known for dessert-wise.
Let us know your favorite too.
Yeah, if anybody else does vanilla ice cream, I swear I'm going to knock the mic over.
I'll be your best friend.
Oh my gosh. Somebody else is like, next week we're just going to be eating tubs of vanilla ice cream or something.
Love it. That sounds great.
See if we can finish a tub before we finish like 5.
Yeah, that would be wild.
Next guest, that's what we should do. Yeah. Something like that. Like, all right, how fast can you eat a pint of ice cream or something?
That would be fun. But we hope everybody has a great week.
Yep. Have a great week.
Go Nuggets.
Yeah, go Nuggets. Go Avs. Go Broncos. CU, go Buffs, Rams, all Colorado
Rapids,
teams. Yeah, Rapids are getting to the playoffs, so go all Colorado teams. But you guys have a great week. I hope you enjoyed it this week. It's a little longer, but we get going with NBA and stuff, and then Kyle with this ice cream. But we will see you later, alligators.